Hello and welcome to Around the Hoop, the Westwood Basketball Show. I'm your host, Mike Gay. And with the Patriots playing in the Super Bowl, this is the Super Bowl edition. It was also a great 2 weeks for the Westwood Wolverines, both the boys and girls. Some major shakeups in the TVL. So we're going to be joined by Coach Steve St. Martin and Coach Catherine Clifford. And then we have a special treat. We're bringing in the Needham Bank Players of the Week. And they'll talk about what's been working and what they have to look forward to. So Coach Steve St. Martin and Catherine Clifford, welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Go Patriots.
Absolutely.
So some really impressive wins over the last week in particular. Coach St. Martin, you had an impressive win against Bellingham. You followed that up traveling to Bishop Fee, always a tough gym to play in.
Right.
Big win for the team.
Right.
Followed it up by somewhat of a surprising blowout win against Holliston. Coach, talk us through those 3 games.
Well, Bellingham, we've came out really strong, played really well, and executed a lot of pieces, and were able to ride that to the rest of the game. Our press was really good. I think we forced a lot of turnovers, but not only just forcing the turnovers, the important piece that started with this game in particular was capitalizing on the turnovers. Because getting the turnover is great, but if you don't put points on the board, it's kind of, it deflates the purpose of what you're trying to do. So we were able to do those. Then we went to Feehan, and Bishop Feehan graduated a lot of players that they had, that successful years that they've been going with. But they're still a really tough team to play at, especially at their place. And we were able to do very, very well there. And then on Tuesday, like you mentioned, the Holliston game was huge for us, as Holliston only had 1 loss in the league. And we were able to beat them at our home gym. So again, the credit goes to all the players. They really put forth the best effort they've been possibly doing. They trying really hard in practice to keep elevating themselves and growing. And the word that coach has been throwing out and we've been keeping agreeing upon every episode is that consistency part. So kudos to the players for bringing their best energy and effort, because that's all you can ask for, Mike. If they do that, then everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah. So Coach, we talked about some injury challenges that you faced.
Right.
You got one key player back in particular.
Yep.
Can you talk about what Dylan means to the team and getting him back?
Sure, and not only did we get Dylan back, Nick Kennedy was back as well. We missed Nick for a while with a big shoulder injury, and so he was able to come back, and it gives us more depth. And then Dylan coming back again brings more depth. I mean, Dylan was been out for the entire year, breaking his leg in football. And so him getting back, and we started him in the Bellingham game, playing, not started the game, but playing a few short spurts here and there. And then the Feehan, we played him a little bit more to see how he would react. And then with practices and everything, he was able to withstand more and more, to his credit. And then in the Holliston game, we were able to play him a lot more. So he's doing much better. Nick's doing much better. So we're on the way of becoming even more and more healthy as the season goes on. And if you're going to find a time to be injured, the beginning of the season is better. And, at the end of the season, it's better to be healthy going in, for the remainder of your TVL schedule, but also into our Riley Classic tournament and into the state tournament. You want to be as healthy as possible, so it's great.
That's great. Tim Giovino, another senior co-captain, is hopefully coming back very soon. So you're right. Injuries are important, that you get them out of the way, stay healthy, and go in with some momentum. Right.
We hopefully this Friday against Millis, we hope that we'll be able to put him in a little bit. He was able to practice more and more, and we get him into practices doing more full court things and transition things and competitive scrimmaging type situations to see how his ankle would react. He did very well running straight. It's the cutting and bouncing and defensive slides that are the last thing to recover with that type of an ankle injury. So now having him back, we hope to, on Friday against Millis, if we can get him in there and see again how he reacts and how his foot is feeling. So we're going to try it out. We'll see what happens Friday.
Yeah. Coach, congratulations
you.
on qualifying for the state tournament.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
you've kept your streak alive. So it's definitely a good thing.
The players have kept it alive. The players are the ones. Again, they deserve all the credit, Mike. I mean, these guys are coming into practice every day, and they're trying to find ways for themselves to get better. And so the credit goes to them and the coaching staff, the assistant coaches, the recruitment, and scouting that Coach Harris does, and Coach Leibrock every day at practice is the first one there to try to make sure things are set up, especially if I'm coming out of school or in a meeting. So you have a great staff and a great group of players that are interested in being the best they can be. That's where your success lies.
So, Coach, you've qualified for the state tournament. Now, you're looking to, ride the success that you've had.
Correct.
You've got 2 big games coming up. Ashland, you travel to Ashland on Tuesday, and then you're back home against Medfield. Huge game on Friday. Some shakeup in the TVL has really put it back up for grabs for Westwood. So, what are your short and longer term goals as we wrap towards the end of the season?
Well, I mean, the major thing is, the mistake most people make and players make is that they look at things in separate situations instead of everything should be the same. So, for example, the free throw you shoot at the backyard of your house is the same free throw you shoot in a Monday practice, which is the same free throw you shoot on a Tuesday game. Nothing changes except the environment and circumstances in your head. So once you keep that, jump stop is a jump stop. No matter where you jump stop, it's always going to be the jump stop. So if you keep that philosophy, then everything stays the same. So for us, what changed now in the TVL is Millis beat Holliston, and then for us beating Holliston, and then the other night, Medway beat Medfield. So there's a log jam at first place now. So there's 4 teams tied to first place with 3 losses. So the thing is, if we treat everything the same and every game the same, then we can come out with a situation where we put ourselves in a chance to win the league. But that's every game does that, not just one or the other. So it's a huge transition for us, and again, the testament to the players' will and strength, because with all the injuries we were battling, to be able to be in that conversation means that we were playing hard and consistent as much as we could. So it's great.
That's great. So, Coach Clifford, again, very successful couple of weeks this last week. Two big wins. Bellingham followed up by a big win against Holliston. What happened in those games in particular, and are you seeing some of the things that you've talked about in some of the previous episodes come together as a team?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I mean, Coach talked about it. You battle adversity. We've had some more injuries, and we battled some illness going around the team last week, and we got 10 healthy for our next game. But I think it's really impressing on the kids that they need to be ready all the time, no matter who you are, what position you play, how old you are. You got to be ready to go. So, and we've seen that, and we had a nice win over Bellingham at home last Friday night, and then we went into Holliston, and it's a team we had beaten pretty handily the first time around, but Holliston was ready for us. They have the leading scorer in the league. We didn't keep her in check in the first half as much as we'd like to, but it was nice to see the girls, make some adjustments at halftime, not only on the court and how we're defending her, things like that, but there was sort of a pride adjustment, an emotional adjustment, and we were able to pull out that win, which was good. So we've had a couple wins lately, Medway and Holliston, teams that we beat pretty good the first time, and then we're coming back to these close games and kind of wondering what happened. And while I think we could have played better, I think our ceiling's much higher than where we're playing right now. And as coaches, we try to do the best we can to elevate our kids to that level as rapidly as we can. I think that's been a slow process. It's important as you look down the road. We were able to qualify for the tournament too, which is it's something you never take for granted. No matter what your goals are, you can't do anything else until you get there. Right. You can't do anything in the tournament if you don't make it. So we're proud of the kids for that, and we made sure they kind of paused to reflect on that. But think about a tournament resume, and we've talked in previous episodes about things you can do off season to improve your strength of schedule to help you and things like that. But until you're in season, you don't know how ready you're going to be. So even though I think we've underperformed in some of those games, we've had to play in several games now that have sort of come down to the wire. We've had to know how to, this team has fouls to give, like end-of-game situations that you can model in practice, but in the motion of a game, that's even better preparation for you. So we're hoping the silver lining is that down the road, that'll benefit us, that we've played in some close games. But at the end of the day, I mean, wins are wins. We're on a 4-game winning streak, which is great, and we're hoping to keep that going moving forward.
Well, again, congratulations for making the tournament.
Thank you.
Again, your streak is alive as well. It's a good streak to have. Same question that I had for Steve, and that is, you've had some successes. You've qualified for the tournament.
Yep.
You're looking to, take that momentum and push it forward. How are you doing on the health front? You still have some illnesses.
Yep.
But any updates on some of the players coming back? And then what are you looking to do as we go forward here?
Yeah, so I think in terms of injuries, Christine Monfilio, one of our senior captains, 4-year varsity player, one of our starters has been out for now 5 games. We'll get her back soonish. It's not going to be immediate, but she's starting to make some good progress in turning a corner on that concussion recovery. So we're hopeful for her back. We just lost Molly McDonald to an ankle injury. She'll be out for a little bit. She's working hard with our athletic trainer Paul Lilla, who's the best in the business.
Fantastic.
So she's been in there as much as she can be, and we'll try to get the first few days of that process are the most important. So Alex Finn, one of our sophomores, one of our point guards, has a back issue she's dealing with. So she's been sort of in and out. We're trying to get her back for a long period of time, obviously. So it's been tough. So it's those three right now, and knock on wood, we can stay healthy other than that. But looking forward, I think similar to on the boys' side, is the TVL race is pretty much a 3-team race right now with us, Medfield, and Hopkinton. If you look at the standings, Hopkinton beat Medfield, which sort of helped us out and kept us alive. One of my favorite phrases in sports is we control our own destiny right now. So if we can go into Medfield and into Hopkinton and win, and take care of business in our other games. And I think one thing the girls are realizing is, yeah, you can circle those big dates on the calendar, but if you're not ready to take care of business every night and you drop a game to, someone you maybe thought you weren't, then you're out of it. So our focus now is, Millis, Ashland will take it, one game at a time. But those dates are certainly going to be important if we hopefully want to keep that other streak alive too, of at least winning a share of the league. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but the girls are working hard.
Okay, so putting you both on the spot again, the Super Bowl edition, and the fact that this will be airing probably after the game. Give us your predictions. Steve, we'll start with you.
I have no clue. I would say the
come on.
Patriots will win. That's all I can give you.
I'll tell you, going out on a limb.
Yeah.
I'll give you a score. I think Pats definitely. The fifth ring will be nice. I'm gonna go 31-27 Pats. Close
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna go 42 Patriots.
Wow.
27 Falcons.
Wow.
And that will be good for my squares as well. So
That's great.
That'd be
That's
great. Yes. Welcome back. And in the next segment, we're going to announce the Needham Bank Players of the Week. Coach Clifford, we'll start with you. Again, in the two impressive wins, who is the Player of the Week on the girls' side?
So for our Bellingham and Holliston games, our Player of the Week is Carly Shagrew, one of our senior captains. She's been doing great for us. She had two great games offensively and defensively, scored 17 and 16 points respectively. And especially that Holliston game, we needed a little offensive lift, and she was able to provide that for us. And this year she's been great. We've asked her to do a lot more. Her role's definitely expanded, as often happens as you get older and you become the leader. So she's done a great job.
That's great. Coach St. Martin on the boys' side?
Aiden Fitzgibbon. Aiden has been fantastic for us these last few games. One of the things is he does things on the stat sheet and off the stat sheet. So point rebounding wise, also assist and steal wise, Aiden has done a great job. I mean, in situations with Tim being hurt, there are times we have him actually be the point guard. But off the stat sheet stuff is we have him guarding the best offensive player on the other team all the time. So, and if we switch to a zone or a zone press, he has to play both down and up. He plays a big, he plays a small, plays different roles. So he in these last few games have been fantastic for us doing so. That's
great. And as we found out in one of the previous episodes, he's also the 5th grade home run derby champion. So that he has that going for him as well. There you go. Oh, that's great. Well, again, we're gonna bring the Needham Bank Players of the Week in. We'll be right back with both Carly Shagrew and Aiden Fitzgibbons.
I'm Michelle DeSimone, Vice President of Needham Bank. As Westwood's community bank, we are so proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the 2016-2017 basketball season. These players have been working hard on the court, and each week we are happy to honor the player who has excelled above the rest. So here is your Needham Bank Player of the Week, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Around the Hoop.
So once again, congratulations to Aiden Fitzgibbon and Carly Shagrew, the Needham Bank Players of the Week. We have a special today, and we're going to welcome the Players of the Week here. So we'll start with you, Carly. You had 17 points against Bellingham, followed that up with 16 against Holliston. 2 great games, 2 great wins. What have you done in the last few games to elevate your game to this level?
In the last few games, I think I've been focusing on moving the ball more and moving without the ball more to get my teammates open, which is always helpful for all of us.
And then as a team, what has the team been doing a little bit differently, again, in these 2 convincing wins?
I feel like we've held our composure a little bit better. We were down a little bit against Holliston, and then in the end, everyone seemed very calm and collected, even though it was a tough game.
That's great. So Aiden, shifting over to you, you had 3 convincing wins, a breakout performance on your part against Bishop Feehan, and then a huge win against Holliston. What have you done to elevate your game to the level it's at?
I think it's mainly just being more aggressive. Tim went down in first half of the season. We had just been relying on him, and once he went down, we needed guys to step up, and everybody's been doing their part. And like in that game, I had the hot hand, and my teammates did a good job of getting me the ball.
What have you been doing specifically to get ready for that step up in leadership that you've shown?
I think we've all taken a new mindset onto or how to approach the game. In the beginning, it was like, let's just get through this or do it. And now we're thinking like we get to, we don't have to. And with that attitude, we're pretty tough to beat.
That's great. And as a team, what changes have you seen? You mentioned some of the things that you've done. Does that extend to the whole team?
Yeah, definitely. Our entire mindset as a team, we were, I don't want to say soft, but we weren't aggressive in the beginning of the year. And now in the last week and a half, we've been bringing it to teams both in the games and in practice.
That's great. Well, congratulations. You're the first two-time Needham Bank Players of the Week. So congratulations on that feat. So we had some fun tonight. We looked at the past week's games. We looked at what's ahead. And we also had some Super Bowl predictions. And again, congratulations to Aiden Fitzgibbons and Carly Shagru, the Needham Bank Players of the Week. Let's look forward again at the games for both the boys and the girls. The girls will be home on Tuesday against Ashland, and the boys will be away at Ashland. And then on Friday, huge matchups for both the boys and girls. The boys will be home against Medfield. The girls will travel to Medfield, again with the TVL up for grab. It's the best ticket in town. $5 admission for adults. For students, it's $3. However, if you wear your WBA jerseys, you get in for free. Please come out and support your teams, Westwood basketball as well as all of the Westwood sports. Go Patriots, as I said at the opening, and we'll be back again next week with the Round the Hoop, the Westwood Basketball Show. I'm your host, Mike Gay, signing off from the Westwood Media Center. Take care.